The bulldozers idled at the fence line. A man in a $1,000 blazer waved contracts and sneered. "You're just a farmer. Sign or lose everything." But Marisol Vega, 64, wiped dirt from her palms, unrolled a century-old map, and whispered, "You just stepped onto a battlefield you can't even read." 5 minutes later, his project was frozen solid. When Marcus Ray stepped onto the edge of that Georgia farm, clipboard in hand and arrogance in his voice, he saw only a tired black woman guarding dusty soil. "We're offering you a way out," he said with a corporate smile. "This land won't be yours much longer anyway." Ruth Delaney didn't blink. At 64, she had buried a husband, raised 3 boys, and survived droughts, hurricanes, and men who underestimated her. Her hands, weathered, calloused, and proud, rested on a rolled map passed down through generations. "Have a seat," she said, leading him into a wooden shed that smelled of cedar, sweat, and legacy. He scoffed, but followed. She laid out the map. Not digital, hand-drawn, lined in red and faded ink. Oil veins, underground aquifers, elevation curves. Her grandfather's wartime survey, verified last year by the state archives. "You're not just on my farm," she said. "You're standing on federally protected land tied to an unregistered underground railroad route." Marcus laughed. "Ma'am, you don't have the money to fight federal development." She slid a file across the table, an injunction, a Tribal Land Alliance certification, and a joint declaration from 2 environmental protection groups. "You assumed I only knew soil," she said. "Turns out I know the law, the land, and the loopholes." When he tried to leave, she handed him one more document, a cease and desist order, signed that morning by a federal judge in Atlanta. The bulldozers had to stop. The contracts were frozen, and his project, dead before it broke ground. Ruth didn't raise her voice. She didn't threaten. She simply understood that legacy isn't inherited, it's defended. She wasn't just a farmer. She was a strategist, a protector of Black history, and the last line of defense between greed and the land her ancestors bled to keep. If this story moved you, hit like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Comment "Legacy Defended" if you believe history still has protectors.